The National Festival of Arts and Culture is back. The festival, often referred to as Nigeria's Cultural Olympics, features events including dance, drama, art and fashion in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, led by the Director General of National Council of Arts and Culture, Obi Asika. This year's expo will also feature Africa's largest crafts marketplace and showcase diverse artistic expressions from Africa and beyond. Well, joining me now is the Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Obi Asika. It's good to see you, and congratulations. I mean, we haven't seen since you were yes, we haven't seen since you were made DG of the National Council for Arts and Culture. So you have, you know, every time I hear Festival of Arts and Culture, I can't help but remember Festac 77.
Of course.
Yes, that's to tell you how old I am, right?
Don't worry.
I have, memories are very sharp, you know, about 1977. Well, tell us about this. I mean,
Nafest.
Yeah, why should Nigerians care about Festival of Arts and Culture, especially?
Well, I think
the
the thing is, even in bad times, you need to celebrate life. Right. Yeah, and that's the first thing. The second thing is that the National Festival of Arts and Culture was actually launched in 1970 by General Gowon at the end of the Civil War, and it was launched as a platform to enable Nigerians to heal, to come together and to celebrate our unique culture. Of course, we talk about unity and diversity, but this was a practical exposition for that. But to be fair, I myself, you know, I've been in this sector for 30 years, but I hadn't heard of it. So one of the issues I think we have a lot of times with public sector projects is they can get lost from the view of the public, right? So it's a public sector thing. The state governments all come together, the FCT, and they all come together and they compete across these competitive categories in the cultural space. So that's what it has been. And you know, sometimes I think you get a level of fatigue, you get some energy that is not the energy you're looking for. But for me, when I've come into it, I see it as a great opportunity, a great platform, something that is unique and very, very different. Because when you look at the Olympics, what is the Olympics? It's a multi-format, multi-games, multi-venues.
Yes.
But to deliver those things at that scale, you need significant resources. And to do that, the council typically partners with the host state. The host this year is FCT, who must be very thankful to.
I was actually going to ask why Abuja, why the
FCT?
Well,
I mean, to be fair, we couldn't have put it on them, but we just felt that Abuja has come alive. Abuja is not just a political headquarters. I think it's also a cultural city. It's also a city of art. There's a lot of greenery in Abuja. It's a beautiful place. And I think that our agenda is as well is to make everywhere in Nigeria a destination. And to make Abuja a destination is to make art lovers, culture lovers, history lovers, whatever it is you're into, you can come into Abuja and enjoy it.
So how's this going to be different from what we've known before now? Well,
I think the first thing is we're trying to create a product for television. We went out there and I spent the last 4 or 5 months with one of the biggest advertising agencies in Nigeria, pushing this brand and Nafest specifically and INAC, which is the International Arts and Crafts Expo that you were talking about, to the big 100 companies in Nigeria. And we got the same feedback from all of them. Mostly they hadn't heard of it, they didn't know what it was. We didn't really have hot content to show them, but we said, okay, you know what? We're gonna go and create it this year. So this is like a pilot, as far as I'm concerned. It's the 36th edition. So it's not something that is just appearing. It is well known within government, but what I have seen is that outside government in the ecosystem, except those who typically stay close to government, they don't really know about it.
So how are you going to get Nigerians, young and old, middle-aged, what have you?
Well, we're talking to people like you, working with the press, working in social media. We change the demographics. So, you know, some of the things we've done, just to explain, is, for example, you know, if you look at the original Nafest things, there's the dancing competition, the cooking competition, the singing competition, the drama competition, and that's how it's being presented. I said, no, for me, I'm presenting it different. I reformatted it. So we have the Jollof Wars, that's the cooking competition.
The Jollof Wars?
The Jollof Wars, yes. So between the states, let's find out who's the best, right? The Swag Show, that's the fashion and lifestyle. Let's see who's the best. Some people say it's the Ijebu people, some people say it's Lagos, some people say it's Kano, some people say it's Bayelsa, but we're gonna find out who's got the swag, right? The dance-off, every Nigerian thinks they can dance, right? But you can't just come and do
just like
Atinogu.
I think I can dance.
Well, this is it. But if you bring Atilogu in 2024, you're not going to win.
You're not going to sell.
Yeah, you got to do something else, right? I've got the sing-off, which is the first time we're having that. So the states are going to come and sing and compete. And let's know who got the best voices as well. Then we've got a few other new bits. The colloquium has always been there. We added the creative economy town halls, which both of them are Friday, September 29th at Yadua Center. And we have Nafest Art Season, which is really sweet. I came from the cocktail tonight at Windsor Gallery, which is the opening cocktail for Nafest Art Season.
Okay.
8 galleries in Abuja are hosting Nafest Art Season on our theme. Our theme is connected culture.
Right.
That's the theme of everything we're doing with Nafest and INAC.
What's the significance of that?
Because I'm interested in how the culture is connected. People talk about unity and diversity.
When we talk about culture in Nigeria, what comes to mind is dance.
That's just only, but that's the superficial level of it.
Right.
I think you've got to look at the marriage ceremony. You've got to look at the burial ceremony. You've got to look at the naming ceremony. You've got to look at the way, what we wear and what we put in what we wear. So, in Adire or any cloth you're looking at, there are storytellers that are weaving stories through the fabrics. And these are the things, thank you, they're kwete, they are culture, all these things, these are the things that make us unique and give us more life, I would say, than most people. Yeah. And one of the things about Nigerians is that when you go back pre-Islam and pre-Christianity, you find out that everybody's basically the same. Our DNA is 98.5% the same. Absolutely. We've been here for 1 million years. We like to talk about the differences, but actually the connections are much deeper.
So how are you going to use this really to, draw out what
well,
you'll see. At the end of the day, we're all the same.
It's in our messaging, it's our narrative. The command performance, B.A. Jima, which is about tomorrow evening. I'll invite you to come at the Arts Village. It's a play, beautiful play. Alfie Nze, who's a celebrated filmmaker and director based in Milan for the last 20 years. And he's putting together this play with a bunch of amateur actors. But I thought it was really important because the play is about duality. Right. Ejima is twin in Igbo, Ibeji is twin in Yoruba. Yes. And the story is 1,000 years old. Wow. And it's a beautiful story. And I just wanted to see this and see the impact it can have on Nigerians. Because, art heals and art builds as well. So Nafest, I think, is something that can be massive for us. This year, we want to just see how we go, learn the experience. But next year, 2025, hey, and normally, guess what? States bid for it the way countries bid for the Olympics.
Hopefully next year you'll be able to convince the state governments, even the federal government, and of course
the private sector. The private sector is who I'm talking to.
Most importantly,
yes.
That this is a gold mine.
Well, it is a gold mine because guess what? It is about Nigerians and Nigerians' expression of self, of nature, of confidence, and of who we are in our truest form. And I think that is the selling point for Nafest. And the thing about it is, when you see the kids and you see the dancers and you see them come out and do their thing, even today, Ogun State had an Ogun State Day at INAC. It was beautiful. They had their food out there, they were doing their dances, they brought out their masquerades. I look at the masquerades and I was telling them that, these people look like they want to win the swag show and they haven't even started. So it's big, it's big, because I think already like 15 states have arrived. And they're more on the road. Oh, yeah. Because
that's great to know.
Yeah.
But you cannot do this without deep pockets, can you?
Well, this is it. This is it.
How's that?
Well, we have not really seen funding. We haven't really seen funding this year. But what we have got is a great team, a great commitment, and we're putting it together. We're going to make it happen. That's what we do. We deliver. We're going to execute. But of course, if you see your funding and your budget, you're able to go ahead without, too many complaints. But the reality of it, it is what it is, but I'm not here to complain. I'm here to talk about the possibilities and the opportunities for everybody to participate. And please, our official song, I Believe, we're releasing it tomorrow.
I Believe.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. And the guy is one of my staff, he works it's funny, he works in the Performing Arts Department at the council. Beautiful voice. His brother also sings. They're well known in Abuja. His brother's blind. He's called E. Daniels. Jared is Jared Daniels. Maybe we get them on your show one day.
Sure.
But they've got a beautiful song.
You have a carte blanche.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Arise. Thank you for the support.
Yes,
absolutely.
Thank you. Always. Obi Asika is DG, National Council for Arts and Culture. Of course, it starts November 22. That's tomorrow. To November.
That's tomorrow. Please let me before I forget. Everybody's invited.
Venue.
We're Arts Village, right next to Abuja Continental. Right. We're there every day from morning to night, 24/7. Come through.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.